this match, more so than any other match that he's had in AEW, kind of like the clouds like broke for me on Will Ospreay in AEW. Like seeing this match and seeing how the crowd related to him and seeing what and knowing what AEW wants to be as a promotion, like I don't know how you don't like hitch your wagon to this guy, like and just go with him. Like he got a huge reaction. He can talk. He's got an attitude. He's got a swagger. He can have the matches that you want your company to be known for. Like that's him, you know? So I see this match and I'm just like, man, like people will tune in to watch this guy wrestle and do his thing. Like I really believe that. Like I don't know that people went out of their way. Well, they didn't. I mean, they didn't go out of their way to tune into MJF and see him like, you know, rip on the crowd and do his like kind of heel shtick. They just didn't. I think that for sure, people will if they get a taste of this Will Ospreay, like I think he's a guy that you can put on your posters and put on social media and put on videos and like it's a really easy way. What's AEW? It's this guy. It's this guy in wrestling matches, and I think that that's important. And they haven't really had that, you know. And so I would go with him here. I like the match. I like the match a lot. I thought it was a really good match. That spot off the top rope where he like, you know, it was like the inverted superplex off the top rope that like Ospreay smacked his lower back on. I mean, that was just an insane spot. Crazy spot. But you know, that's what AEW wants to be. And so that like really stood out to me. I hope that they get Ospreay out of this Callis family sooner than later. Like, I just think he needs to move on to bigger and better things, you know, faster than other talent that has come in. Like he cannot be like a Jay White that's floundering around. He can't be, he can't even be like Adam Cole the way he kind of came in. I think he really needs to be a guy that is heads above those others.
Yeah. And like one thing on this to get on your point there is like, I think this match in particular can be sort of like, not that it's Okada and Omega, but that was like, for me personally, was like a gateway drug to like, I was only watching WWE stuff at that time in my fandom. And that got me into like other forms of wrestling. And, you know, what's like the workers match at WrestleMania this year? Is it Gunther and Sammy when that happens? Is that like the best worked match we're going to see? That's like not story driven and just like more, I mean, there's going to be a story there, but you know,
I think, probably. Yeah.
So like you have that, which is great. Like, and this is not me throwing shade in WWE. They have their own style of wrestling, but if you only watch WWE and that's like the biggest event of the year, that's the pinnacle, right? Of like, this is like, you can't work any better than this. And then you like even see like, oh, that was like the third from the top match on this random kind of pay-per-view by this company. Like that opens your eyes. That's like a way to get, you know, 10% of that WWE audience is not watching you at all, is with a guy like this, with guys like this, to be like, oh, I got to check out and see what's going on here. Like, I might not watch all of Dynamite, all of Collision, but like, I'm going to keep tabs on this, and I'm probably going to be looking out for big shows where these guys are wrestling. And I've heard of all these guys, but this guy's like actually, you know, in his prime, and you know, and that's not even activating Jay White in a wrestling standpoint in a good story. That's not, you know, Okada, all that stuff. So it's like, you know, not that we're fully on the upswing of AEW and the good feelings, but it's been a good start of 2024. I feel like you were saying, Ospreay's a guy to ride in at the vanguard of switching this thing over back to positive vibes all the way around.
We got a debate here with some super chats. Let's get to it. Matt says, Ospreay will be the face of this place, AEW. How will they navigate Swerve's rise with Ospreay coming in and clearly going to be the main focus? Joe versus Ospreay, exclamation point. So, Matt, thank you so much. We're going to use this as a debate point here in a minute. In taking the other side of the ledger here, Zach says, Ospreay's not going anywhere. Crown Swerve first. Ospreay versus Swerve in a Hogan Warrior type match at Wembley. So, like, look, you got two good options if you're Tony Khan. This is a good problem to have, but it's a decision nonetheless, like, that he's going to have to make. You know, we know Samoa Joe's not going to be like a long-term champion. So the question is, who's taking the belt off of what am I trying to say? Off of Joe. That's the question. I'd like Zach's match here, Ospreay versus Swerve. The thing is, Zach, I just think that it's too soon. Like, I think you're too crunched for time to do that match at Wembley. Like, I think that's a match. That's a big time match. Like, Tony Khan should be looking at 2025 and going, okay, when are we going to do Ospreay versus Swerve? You know, and what do we want that match to be, and where do we want it to be? So long term, I really like Ospreay versus Swerve. I think it is Hogan Warrior level for AEW. But I think we're too soon for that.